Hey everyone, my name is Brian. You are watching DC Unleashed, and I am here today with a good friend of mine, John from Sci-Fi Chronicles, and we are talking about Wonder Woman and all of DC. But specifically right now, we're talking about Wonder Woman because they announced a brand new Wonder Woman movie, and we know that Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot, whatever her name is, I'm always lost, cannot be Wonder Woman in this universe. So that means who is going to be Wonder Woman? Who is going to take that mantle on? And John has got some of his picks, and I got some of my picks, and we're going to compare the notes, and we're going to see which is our top 5 picks for Wonder Woman in this brand new DCU. But first, please subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Hit the comment section. Let us know who your best picks are for Wonder Woman. John, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good, my friend. How are you? Looking forward to this one.
I'm good.
My choice is going to be the right one. Okay, let's get that clear straight away, mate. All right.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, we're gonna see. We'll see about
the
that.
Wonder Woman wars have begun, my friend.
Yeah. I got 5 picks. 5 picks.
Yeah.
And my number 1 pick is a little bit of a dark horse. I think that people would never suspect it, although they should be. And you might disagree with it, but I gotta say, it makes complete sense given who we know, how James Gunn is and Peter Safran, and how he likes to keep things in the family. But first, I want to look at my number 5. My number 5 pick. And I'm going to do my number 5 pick, then we'll go to your number 5 pick, right? So my number 5 pick is the one and only Monica Barbaro. Barbaro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Monica Barbaro is an attractive, you can probably see it now, right? An attractive looking woman. More importantly, she has been in action movies before. Recently, Fubar with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She has brown hair. She's tall enough, and she can kick ass. So that's my number 5 pick. I have no other reason other than she is an attractive brunette that can do action movies. And she's a good enough actress, I think, to pull it off. Again, I don't think that Wonder Woman requires like a brilliant actress. Case in point, I love
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, I mean, I love her. I love her. She's awesome, and gorgeous, stunning. But she's not like the best actress. And
no, not at all.
And the first Wonder Woman movie was actually awesome, and it didn't require her to be like the best actress. Just required her to be Wonder Woman. You know,
absolutely. Yeah, I agree 100%. And, I already dislike you because Monica Barbaro was on my list as well.
Oh.
So I had her at 3 on my list.
You had her at 3.
Yeah, so I had her at 3, and the reason being is because I thought she did a good job in Top Gun Maverick. She was also good in Fubar as well on Netflix. Like you, I think she's absolutely beautiful, and I just think that she would kick butt in the role. So she's my number 3, mate.
All right,
Damn you.
So I just stole your number 3.
Yeah.
All right. So because we had the same pick there, we're gonna go directly to my number 4. Here is my number 4. Adria Arjona.
Yeah.
First off, she's a pretty good actress, actually. If you've seen Hitman, that was a really good movie. She's absolutely stunning. She's gorgeous. She can pull off the whole Amazonian look for sure. She's brunette. She can kick ass. All those qualities. And is she on your list, John?
She's on my list, mate.
Oh my God. Bro, are you kidding? What number was she?
I actually had her at number 1.
1?
Yeah, because I've been thinking when I was looking at the list, I thought, right, who is a name at the moment, a recent name that people talk about that can also act, and is also incredibly beautiful and has that sort of Wonder Woman look and physique, and she just nailed it for me. You know, I think she would do a great. Um, she would be great in the role. I also think, when you were talking about a few minutes ago about Gal Gadot, I love, like me, I love a Gal Gadot to bits, but you know, when you're talking from an acting bar, uh, Adria's above Gal Gadot from an acting point of view as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do think
Uh,
she's a better actress. I do.
yeah,
Um, and and she's gorgeous. I think Gal Gadot
yeah.
probably, if I had to like rank them beauty wise, I would say Gal Gadot is prettier. But beauty's
It's
never
terrible, isn't it, mate, that
yeah,
we're thinking about
hard to
this?
do.
Like, when we're, well, they might call us up to actually do a face to face. Can you grade us?
Right? Yeah. Yeah, like, there is no way I can actually like both these women are stunning. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's very difficult for me to say which one's prettier or whatever, but I guess my personal taste would probably lean towards Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot or whatever the hell her name is. Gal. Um Either way, I think this actress would really kill it. Notice that I'm noticing almost everyone on my list is pretty much like some kind of Hispanic or Latina descent.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Uh, I'm the same as yourself, and I think it's just, for me, it just goes to that Amazonian princess mindset, for me, and I think there are certain women that sort of fit the mold. Really, it's not for me. It's not like going to be a Kate Winslet, someone like that. It's going to be someone that looks like Adria here or Monica Barbaro, Anna de Armas. I'll let you know. Um, that wasn't on my list. You might have to cut that
Okay.
again, actually, mate.
Yeah. So Anna de Armas is my number 3 pick. So good. Now there's one that's not on your list, which means
Yeah,
that we can after this we can go to your next pick. So Anna de
yeah,
Armas is on my list because first off, she is actually a really good actress. She's a great actress. She fits the role. She can kick ass. She's a natural brunette. She has that exotic look that Wonder Woman Wonder Woman requires, and she's a name. People know her now. Not just the John Wick movies, but there's plenty of stuff that she's been in. And
yeah.
Ballerina, it may not have done superbly well or whatever, but it was well enough received. I think that she would be an excellent pick for Wonder Woman, but she's 3 on my list. I have 2 ahead of her. Speaking of which, now we get to go to one of your picks that hopefully don't cross over. What you got?
Well, we'll just say about Anna de Armas. That's an interesting pick for you, because I did look at Anna de Armas, but I thought to myself, is she too young at the moment to play that role? But then, thinking about it from you picking it, it all depends on where it fits in with the DCU and where James Gunn is going.
Right.
Because actually, you are right with her on the shortlist, because if you're putting her up against the age of the current Superman, Clark Kent, and other
Right.
people in that universe, it does fit. So that's what I
Right.
didn't take into account when I was looking at Anna de Armas. Now, going to my outlier, I actually put on the list Charlie Fraser,
Charlie Fraser.
who was in Furiosa, uh, who I've seen some images, obviously not in Furiosa, but I've seen images where she's a beautiful woman, she can act, and I feel it is the kind of actress that James Gunn would potentially sign up to play Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she definitely has the look. Um, the exotic brunette look. She can kick ass. Decent
Yeah,
actress. Yeah, I could see this. This is not a bad pick for sure. Her features,
it's
for me, her features seem very short, sort of sharp. You know, but
yeah.
again, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Um,
Uh, and I looked at it and I thought, well, you know, it's a similar thing to, when Supergirl was cast. You know, Supergirl, although pretty, and beautiful, was not the atypical Supergirl that, image that people have in their minds
Are you
when you're
talking about in
casting
the Flash?
Supergirl. Uh, in the Flash, but also the recent casting as well. So that was a bit more out of left field, I
Yeah,
found.
yeah.
Um,
Millie Alcock is
yeah,
Supergirl. I gotta say, one thing that's good about Millie Alcock though is that she's a blonde or blonde-ish, right?
yeah,
So I don't think we've seen a Supergirl aside from like the one from like the 30 years ago or whatever that actually
yeah,
had the same vibe, has the look of what we expect from a comic book accurate, Supergirl.
yes,
So Millie Alcock for me, when I heard the casting, first off, I loved her in House of the Dragon.
she can act.
She can
Yeah,
act. She can act. She's a killer actress. And I also like that she actually had the look, Nothing
yeah.
against Sasha Cale. She's fine. She's, a good.
I just saw that as an Elseworlds, mate. When literally it was anyway, wasn't it? It's
Yeah,
just
like she's a good looking
didn't.
actress. She's good at her job. But oh my god, the casting was like
Yeah,
this is Sasha Cale. No offense to her at all, but she just doesn't look like Supergirl.
no,
Uh,
no, not at all.
Not at all.
I think you're right. I think you're right, and I think
Good looking woman, fine actress, just not a Supergirl actress. Like at all.
and James Gunn is not stupid, is he? Not at all stupid, and he knows as well that yes, they've got to be able to act, but if you're playing like a Wonder Woman or a Supergirl, they've also got to be beautiful. And there's various elements to beauty, but certainly I think James Gunn hasn't gone wrong with films he's done previously, and he's not going to go wrong on this. I think he will contact me. He will take my list off of me.
He's gonna have to, obviously. Like, for sure, he's already been. He's already, when they started talking about the short list, like, wait a minute, we got to contact John.
Yeah.
Make sure
For a small fee.
John's got to get on the phone. We got to make sure that he, signs off on this next Wonder Woman. I do like Millie Alcock. I think she can act. I think she's the right age to go across from David Cornsweet. And so far, the casting for the DCU has been stellar. I originally I did scoff a little bit at David Cornsweet, and that's probably because I was so fixated on Henry Cavill at the time, which is, I mean, of course, is Henry Cavill. And then what happened was, the more I looked at, in fact, I think I even said, like, this dude's like the Wish.com version of Henry Cavill. He's like Henry Cavill, the Timo edition. But then I saw him like working out. I saw him some of his screen tests. I saw the costume, that first costume test, and the dude, he's Superman. He pulls it off. Now I haven't seen the movie yet, but from what I've seen, the guy can definitely act. And in Twisters, he was great in the small role he was in. He was masculine. There was no effeminate energy. Originally, I thought, oh man, we're gonna get this dude that's sort of effeminate and metrosexual. He's got the broccoli hair and all of that, and I'm like, Then I saw him in Twisters, and he was sort of an asshole. And I was like, okay. And then now what we've seen, it works, and hopefully I believe that when I'm walking out of the theater too. But he looks the part, he sounds the part. He's just, he has the right physique. Man, dude put on like 80 pounds of muscle for this role. Like, that's not an easy task, man.
No, it's not.
Task. So between him, Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult, never would have considered it in a million years. But then when you think about it, you're like, oh my God, the guy's perfect. He looks the part. He's an amazing actor. And then Lois Lane, goddamn, when they said Rachel Brosnahan, Marvelous Miss Maisel, I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
oh my
Just
god, it's
looks
perfect,
instantly as Lois. Yeah,
dude. The what's his sidekick's name? Jimmy, right?
Jimmy Olsen. Yeah,
Jimmy Olsen, perfect casting.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, every people complain about Perry White being African American, but dude, I
No,
don't give a crap. That guy,
that looks
that
perfect.
that actor, every role he's in, every role. Like if he was in Suits,
Yeah,
actually, which that's when that was my first introduction to him. And dude, the guy is sitting there with a cigar in his mouth, blurting out orders. I'm like, dude, this guy is Perry White. He's a black
yeah.
version of Perry
That's
White.
that is classic. It's going back to classic Perry White with a
100%.
cigar, barking orders. Basically, you're supposed to be in so and so covering the California report. You know
Right.
that's Perry White. It's
That's Perry White.
fantastic.
100%.
And
Nathan, uh, oh my God,
Fillion.
Fillion, thank you, as
Yeah.
Green Lantern. Do you know how long nerds have been waiting for Nathan Fillion to be cast as
Oh,
Green
Guy
Lantern?
Gardner.
Bro,
Guy Gardner.
like 20 years
I know.
since
It
hearing
just
him voice the character. We were like, when is this dude going to be Green Lantern? James Gunn is like, today, bro.
yeah.
We're going to
I
make
always
that
wanted him. I always wanted him as Hal Jordan right from the start. Like say 20 years ago, I just thought this guy
Right.
just nails the part. But seeing him as Guy Gardner now is just fantastic. And seeing Guy Gardner on the screen, I'm really interested to see how Guy Gardner goes down with the public as well, because he's such a great character. And going back to what you were saying a few minutes ago, mate, about Cavill and the casting, I was gutted when Cavill, he wasn't going to be used going forward. But I understood it because I thought, right, if you're James Gunn and you're building out a new DCU, you want to start with a cast that is fairly young, because if you're going to have various movies, if it's a success, that's going to take quite a few years. So you're going to, when you've got someone like Cavill, whether you like it or not, they're going to age out very quickly in your universe. So
Right.
you have to start casting young, and it makes perfect sense. Um, and what we're saying on our list today is probably that's in our heads as well.
Right. The cast has to be young because his plan is to take DCU into the next 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to work if if that person hits a wall in the next 5 years, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I
mean, it's like Disney.
think,
Disney are having the same
Nathan
problem with
Fillion
Robert Downey Jr.
You're right, no, 100%. I think Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner is okay because Guy Gardner is not meant to be the DCU's Green Lantern. He is a
No, he's
character,
an alcoholic.
right? The DCU's Green Lantern is going to be Jon Stewart, and we got
Yeah.
Hal Jordan, perfect casting for the Lanterns, training a young Jon Stewart, also perfect casting, I might add. Oh my God, I forgot the guy's name, but when I saw him on Rebel Ridge, I was like, this guy would be a great Jon Stewart. And then they announced he's playing Jon Stewart. I lost my mind.
I literally, when you're talking about that Green Lantern series come along, I can't be more excited. I've ever since the Green Lantern movie, I've been itching for another Green Lantern movie. That might not have gone down well, but
Right.
trust me, this series is going to be great. I've got faith in Gunn on this one.
Yeah, bro, this right here, that's our next Jon Stewart right here.
Yeah, and you got to imagine him. He's going to be bulked up.
Because up. Yeah, this is him skinny.
Yeah, exactly.
And his neck
and still rip me apart. I mean, again, this is why I love Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is someone, even if he's taking a pounding, he will not stay down. He'll keep getting back up. It's all force of will with Jon Stewart. It is, I know there's a lot of pessimism about the upcoming Superman movie, which I don't agree with. I mean, I saw the first, teaser trailer for Superman, and I was like, oh, okay, didn't really grab me. But everyone since has built up my hype for it, and I'm really looking forward to this movie. And I feel the same with what's going to come with the Green Lantern series. I think James Gunn knows what he's doing. I think it's going to do well, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it bang on with the Wonder Woman casting as well.
All right, well, going back to that, I got a number 2
Yeah.
pick for you. Okay. Her name is Isa Gonzalez. Isa Gonzalez.
You never guess what, mate?
Is she on your list?
She's on my list.
So my introduction to Isa Gonzalez was in the TV show Dusk Till Dawn. The not the movie, the show.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She played my favorite all-time character, Stantantico Pandemonium, basically the vampire queen, right?
Yeah.
And she was phenomenal. She was so good. I've watched that series twice, once with my wife, once by myself. And then when I went to go put it on a third time earlier this year, I couldn't find it. Like, it's not on any streaming service. You have to like purchase it. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. Like, it's not like that.
Yeah.
But she
did Alita Battle Angel as well, didn't she? I think from memory, she was involved with that, and Godzilla versus Kong from memory.
Yeah.
I think I saw in that.
Their most recent movie was Fountain of Youth, which was not great. She was in Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which she did great in that movie. More importantly, she's been in James Gunn productions, not James Gunn movies though, but James Gunn productions. So at the very least, he is aware of her. She did Ambulance, wasn't that great of a movie, but she wasn't the problem. Overall, she hasn't picked all the best movies. She did great in Baby Driver, but she has picked decent movies. And in every movie she's in, if the movie had a problem, it wasn't her, she did fine. So I think she's a good enough actress, number one. Number two, I think she looks the part. She has the exotic look of a Wonder Woman.
Absolutely.
She's brunette. She is full figured, all that stuff. I think she can pull it off 100%, like without a doubt.
Well, again, I know it's with some people these days, it's a naughty word for a woman to be absolutely stunningly beautiful. But, when you look at, the Snyderverse, when you had Gal Gadot and you see Bruce Wayne sees her for the first time, across a room of people, she stands out because she's so unbelievably stunning,
Right.
All of these people, these women that we've listed so far, they have that appeal to them. They have that look that you'd see them across a crowded room and you go, wow, who is that person? That's what you want from a Wonder Woman. You don't want someone that's smoking cigarettes and downing a bottle of Jack Daniels in the corner of the room.
Yeah. A Wonder Woman also has to be like full figured, at the very least. They can't be like a skinny, Brie Larson or something like that. Like, it's gotta be a full figured, exotic looking woman, and beauty is part of it's part of the package. It
is.
And when I say beauty, I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I'm talking about beauty that most people would agree on. General beauty has to be part of the package or else it won't work for the general audience. Because the general audience, if they don't find that person generally beautiful, they're not going to buy off on it as a Wonder Woman. Because Wonder Woman is a beautiful woman. Period. The end.
Yep. As envisaged by the original creator. We all know why he created Wonder Woman in that way.
Right.
And again, I think James Gunn is savvy and clever enough to know that you can cast an incredibly beautiful woman in the role, but he's got the chops to actually give them enough meat to act into as well.
Right.
So you're covering both elements of it. So there shouldn't be any controversy about who gets picked for this part. But I will say I have more confidence in Gunn's Wonder Woman than I do Snyder's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, me too. So I gotta ask, before I give you my number one pick, what's your next pick? Do you have another pick?
I don't. Effectively, you've stolen all mine, mate. This, who I'm assuming is going to be your next pick. I'm going to see who it is, because if it is on the list, mate, then I think we might have to go and see some scientists because we're clearly connecting brain waves overnight.
Okay, here's my number one pick. And not only number one, I'm going to tell you right now, I think this is the actual pick. If I had to bet on who they would have as Wonder Woman, this would be the person. I'm going to explain why. It's not because she's like some incredibly well-known actress or whatever. But here's why. The character in mind, or the actress in mind, is Grace Caroline Curry. This is Grace Caroline Curry. First off, exotic woman, beautiful, good actress, brunette, obviously extremely well endowed. More importantly, she was in Shazam and Shazam 2, produced by Peter Safran, who is the co-head of DC Studios. And more importantly, she's actually been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Peter Safran movies. She was also in Annabelle. She was in The Fall, Badlands. This actress is not only, in my opinion, perfect for the role.
Yeah.
She's already good friends, and a well-known quantity, an actor that works with Peter Safran, who is the co-head of DC Studios. And if you know how James Gunn works, he likes to pick within the family, which is why you have Michael Rooker in just about every James Gunn movie of all time. Okay. I don't think there's a James Gunn movie that Michael has not been in. No. Nathan Fillion is in almost every James Gunn movie. His brother, you're going to notice a lot of characters that you'll also notice in movies like Slither and Guardians of the Galaxy and other James Gunn movies, because he tends to pick from the same Rolodex that he likes to use for every movie. And so when he branches out, those people become part of his Rolodex. This person, okay, is in his Rolodex. Grace Caroline Curry, or Grace Fulton, whatever her name is, because it comes up 2 different names, but she is in his Rolodex already. She's already been in multiple Peter Safran movies that were also Warner Brothers movies. She is part of the Warner Brothers family. She's part of the Peter Safran, James Gunn family. She's already worn the costume. We know she can act. We know she can play the superhero with the flying and all that. She's done it all already.
Yeah. I hate to do this, but I think you might be right on this one. I think she incredibly beautiful, can act, and like you say, has all the connections with the current production teams. All I will say is I think you're going to be very, very disappointed when Michael Rooker is announced as Wonder Woman.
or Gamora or something. What's that?
No.
Was Zoe Saldana?
Saldana.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny
Perfect.
is, like, in Marvel, if you told me Marvel would do something like that, I'd be like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I can even picture Michael Rooker now.
I think James Gunn is going to go the route of like classic comic book aesthetics. And if you look at this actress, first off, she's young. She fits the role. Okay.
Yeah.
She has the extremely light skin, the super dark hair. She's super well endowed, which Wonder Woman is well endowed. What was one of the biggest criticisms of Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman? Well, she didn't really have all the same physical attributes that you would think a Wonder Woman would have. Now, she did bulk up for the role and she killed it. She did great. But this person already has all the bulk required. And I'm trying to be as but she is clearly a voluptuous woman. She fits the role, dude. She's young enough. She has the skills. She has the connections. I would be shocked if James Gunn wasn't and Peter Safran weren't already, at the very least, considering her. because they've already greenlit this movie, right?
Yeah.
So it would be insane for them not to. At the very least, there had to have been at some point where Peter Safran's like, yeah, what about Grace? And maybe...
Oh, she's on the list.
Yeah. She's got to be on the list. She's on the short list for sure.
Without a doubt.
And I think people are sleeping on it. They're like, well, she's not very well known. David Cornsmith wasn't very well known either.
Yeah.
And they hired him for Superman.
This is the thing, I really hope that the people at Warner are literally just going, right, okay, James Gunn knows what he's doing. Safran knows what he's doing, that let's step away from it. We'll have some input, but let's step away and let them do what they need to do, because, you need to trust your producers and you need to trust your directors on who you have for a vision of that character going forward. And they know what they're doing. And let's look at James Gunn's track record. James Gunn has done bangers over the years for movies, and the characters have been well loved and well regarded. So I could see this happening. I really could. And it's the easiest solution really for them. It's someone we know, someone that looks like Wonder Woman and can act. That's a no-brainer, and that's the easiest path of resistance for Gunn and Safran. So I think they've probably got a top 5, top 10 list. They're, like we said a few minutes ago, they'll be in contact with me and you in the near future to talk to us about it. We'll be called in for auditions.
They're going to make sure that we sign off on every pick. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, well, that is our fan casting, whatever you want to call it, for Wonder Woman. What do you guys think in the comment section? Please go down there and let us know. And let me know your opinion on Grace Fulton, or whatever her name is now, Grace Caroline Curry. What do you think about the Shazam star playing Wonder Woman? Will it work? And you know what? If they don't pick her up as Wonder Woman, they need to make sure that she gets the job as Power Girl, because my God, she is a blessed woman. Anyways, hit the comment section.
Make it happen.
Hit the comment section on the way there. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay super, and we'll see you tomorrow.